All right, there's about 17 questions on today's quiz. Let's just go ahead and get through it. So don't forget, this is your only time to review. Also remember, you should not be writing anything, otherwise it could get you in trouble for cheating. So if you are watching this, make sure you're just watching and bringing things back to memory. Not trying to slyly write anything on your desk, because if we see anything on your desk that looks like you were copying, then you're going to get a 0. So if there is anything on your desk, go ahead and look at that now. Please erase it so you don't get caught for cheating. Outside of that, don't forget, this is last week's work where it's all addition subtraction, so we go front to back. 9 minus 2 plus 6 minus 4. Front to back. 7 plus 6 minus 4. Front to back. 13 minus 4, which is 9. Shouldn't be an issue with that. Most of you got these right, because all it is just working front to back, just like number 2. 10 minus 3 is 7. Copy the rest. 7 minus 2 is 5. Copy the rest. 5 plus 6 is 11. Copy the rest. And then 11 plus 2 is 13. So those were the ones that we did to start the year. Just like number 3, where all we had to do first was make sure we substitute, but substitute safely. C is 8. Minus A is 6. Plus B is 4. From there, we know that this is just 8 minus 6 plus 4, because nothing's going on with those parentheses. Front to back, 8 minus 6 is 2. 2 plus 4 is 6. And that is it. Hopefully you're recognizing those questions should be easier compared to last week. And that's especially easier compared to this week's stuff, if you've been doing what you need to do. This also is a question from this week that you need to be careful on. This is multiplication and division. And if you remember multiplication and division, they're on the same level, which means whoever's in front gets fed first, so to speak. 30 divided by 5 is what you end up with. And then 6 times 6 is 36. On number 5, keeping in mind, this is higher than addition and subtraction. So therefore, you look for your first division and multiplication, which is right here. Copy your 12, copy your minus. 6 divided by 3. 3 fits into 6 twice. And there we go. From there, 4 times 2, because remember multiplication before anything else. 4 times 2 is 8. We then go ahead and do 12 minus 2 first, because it's in line first. And 10 plus 8 is 18. Make sure you're showing me your work when you add these things, and make sure you're working on it, because you have to get this down so we can start getting into the real stuff. 4 plus 9 is 13. Carry the 1. 9, 14 should be 143. 53 minus 36. Stack it up and be careful. Can't do 3 minus 6, so we borrow. 13 minus 6 is 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. 17 is what we end up with. Getting used to this now, because we've been looking at it all week, and hopefully learning this rule. When the signs are the same, we put them together. So 6 and 4 get added, and it's positive, because it's 6 pluses and 4 pluses make 10 pluses. Negative 2, positive 6 don't like each other, so they fight, they battle, and you end up subtracting these two, which means 6 minus 2 is 4, and the bigger number gets the sign. The only time we do that is when the signs are different. When the signs are the same, we add them, and we copy, and we just pretty much bring the sign down. Positive 5, negative 7. Signs are different, so we subtract. 7 minus 5 is 2. Bigger number is negative. Our answer is negative. And then negative 1, negative 8 are the same, so we add them, and it's going to be negative. So just kind of keep those in mind for your quiz, and make sure you're thinking about that stuff. Number 9, R is 4. S is 6. T is 5. Remember that that's the first step, and you need to remember that this is multiplication and subtraction. Multiplication stronger. And then 24 minus 5 is just 19. There are some long questions on this quiz, but some of them are not as long, and you want to make sure that you take your time on those first. Honestly, while you're taking a test, I would do everything that I can do easily first anyway. H minus GI, H being 14, minus G being 5, and I being 2. So with that said, We have subtraction. We have multiplication. We have to do the multiplication first because it's stronger. 5 times 2 is 10. 14 minus 10 is 4. 5 to the 4th. 5 times 5 is 25. Copy the rest. 25 times 5, I don't know what it is, so I take it off to the side and do long multiplication. 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2. 10 plus 2 is 12. That's 125. I then have to do 125 times 5. That's 25, carry the 2. That is 10 plus 2, which makes 12. That is 5 plus 1, which makes 6. That would be what I'm looking at. All right. That brings us to probably the toughest question on the quiz. And as I said, if this is really giving you issues, I'd save this for last. I would not do this early. I would do this pretty close to the end. That way I know I've done everything I can on everything else. I don't want to waste my time doing this and not leave time for questions like this that don't take as long. So if this is giving you troubles, I'd probably wait till last. And also, this isn't going to cause you to fail. If you don't know everything else, that'll cause you to fail. But again, this one question isn't going to kill you. What we want to do, though, is make sure, remember, that we do the exponent first. So 3 squared means 3 times 3. So we copy everything else, turning our 3 squared into 9. And bringing down 2 to the 3rd. Once again, we have an exponent. 2 to the 3rd is 3 2s. That's 4 times 2, or 8 if you haven't memorized that by now. Copy the rest. That will be 8. Now that it's just numbers, we do our first multiplication, which is this one. We do our first multiplication, which is this one. And now that it's all addition and subtraction, we work this out. 12 and 45, 7, 57, and 57 plus 8. If you don't know what it is, go over here. That's 15, carry the 1, so 65. Nothing wrong with using scratch work. That's when you start knowing that you're actually getting this stuff down. The worst thing they've done for you is they took the calculator, or they gave you calculators to make your life easy, and they never let you work on your skill set. Here, 7/8 squared minus 5. Don't forget, when you see this problem, the first thing you must do is substitute. We then see an exponent, so we do 6 times 6 because that's 6 squared, or 36. Multiplication, subtraction. 7 times 36 first. 6 times 7 is 42, carry the 4. That's 21 plus 4, which is 25, or 252. And then 252 minus 5, if you count down by 5, or count down using your fingers to 5, 251, 250, 49, 48, 47 is my answer there. Just make sure you do your best on the quiz. Again, you don't allow the fact that just because you may not get an A on a quiz mean that you don't work to get a B or a C or whatever it might be, the highest grade you can get. Just earn every point you can earn and see what happens from there. Outside of that, I'll talk to you later, and good luck.